So you're thinking about moving to Cary, North Carolina, and you're trying to decide what part of the town is going to be best for you. Do I pick East Cary, where the vibe around downtown has a lot of energy, there's a lot of growth happening down there, more traditional neighborhoods, but you're also going to find older homes, established neighborhoods that don't really have a lot of amenities? Or do you pick West Cary, where you're going to find those subdivisions that are large, they're planned subdivisions with amenities such as pools and playgrounds, and so you're deciding which one do I pick and what are the differences? Well, today I'm going to be breaking it down for you so you can make the best decision in your move. Hi, I'm Trish Dare with Dare Realty Group, and welcome back to my channel. I help buyers just like you move to the Cary, North Carolina area. And today, as I mentioned, I'm going to be breaking down the similarities and the differences between East Cary and West Cary. So starting off, let's talk a little bit about East Cary, where East Cary does not have those brand new master plan neighborhoods. Here you're going to find older homes, brick ranches, those mid-century split level homes that you've seen in a lot of older neighborhoods built in like the 70s and 80s, but you are going to find those mature neighborhoods with lots of trees and also that old school neighborhood. You know what I'm talking about, probably one that you grew up in where there's no HOA. It just opens up to the main streets of the town. But however, there are some older subdivisions as well in East Cary, and you're going to find those along the Kildare Farm corridor, where you'll find some older established neighborhoods in that more of a subdivision. Some of them do have pools. And then of course you do have two larger subdivisions, McGregor Downs, which I've talked about in previous videos, which is a golf course and tennis community. And then also Lockmere, which is also another older Cary neighborhood with golf, tennis, and also a lake. So you have those neighborhoods as well as some of those traditional neighborhoods that I talked about. Overall, a lot of the homes in East Cary area are going to be older homes, maybe a little bit of sprinkling in of new homes where they've knocked homes down and now they're rebuilding, especially around that downtown Cary area where we're seeing heavy gentrification. Developers are knocking down those dated properties and they're putting up $2 million custom modern homes, beautiful. And so we're seeing a lot of that. And then we're also seeing a lot of mixed use projects that are coming in around downtown Cary with townhouses, condos, and then some retail that's going to be happening. So it really is a growth area. So if that's what you're looking for, you want to be closer to some of those amenities. Also in East Cary, you're going to be closer to the new Fenton Shopping Center. So again, there's lots of restaurants and offices and high-end shops. And also they just announced that they're going to be opening up a hotel in Fenton very shortly. And then right down the road from where downtown Cary is, there's also Waverly Shopping. That's where you're going to find your Whole Foods and some other shops. They do a lot in that Waverly Plaza. They have a farmer's market. A lot of times they have events, things going on such as Wine Down Wednesdays out on that nice green lawn. So a lot going on in that plaza as well as in Fenton, because Fenton does the same sort of thing. So two great shopping centers with close proximity to East Cary. The other thing to mention, although West Cary does have a Whole Foods, they do not have a Trader Joe's, and that you're going to find in East Cary along Kildare Farm Road. And then when it comes to schools, Cary High ranks about the top 100 public high school in North Carolina, and it's top 75 on diversity for niche.com. And then also in East Cary, you're going to find East Cary Middle School, which sits in the middle of the path when you look at Wake County. And then when it comes to lifestyle and parks, East Cary carries the town's heart and culture right in that downtown Cary Park. Every time I go down there, it's very energizing. There's lots of people always out walking around. They have that dog park. They have a bar right in the park. It's called the Bark Bar. So lots happening and a lot of growth happening around that downtown area. Then also downtown Cary is pretty close to Bond Park, another great park in Cary. That park has lots of trails. There's a lake where you can rent boats. There's playgrounds. So just a lot to do in that park. Cocoa Booth Amphitheater is about 10 minutes from East Cary. And that tends to be right in the middle of Cary, but a little bit closer to East Cary. And again, you're going to find great things at Cocoa Booth all year long. They have wonderful concerts, lots of events. They have that Chinese Lantern Festival, which I've talked about in other videos. It's just a great venue. I love going there to watch a show because it's a small venue, very easy to get in and out of, and it really is a beautiful venue that's right here in Cary. And when we look at location, from East Cary, you're about 15 minutes to downtown Raleigh, about 20 minutes to the airport, and RTP is right down the road. So very convenient to a lot in that East Cary location. Now let's move on to West Cary, where the housing and pricing is a little bit different. One of the things to mention, the overall median home price in Cary as a whole is about $690,000 as of last month. When we look at East Cary, you're going to find a little bit of a lower price point, but again, that's skewed because so many of the homes can be smaller and older. So that's going to bring that average down. So it's really hard to say what the price points are in both East Cary and West Cary. But I can tell you that in West Cary, you are going to find newer homes, those subdivisions that have the HOAs, beautifully landscaped, large executive homes with all of the amenities such as pools. Some of them have swim teams. So definitely more of a neighborhood subdivision. And I do find that the homes in West Cary are going to run a little bit more, probably starting around that $750,000, $800,000 mark. And neighborhoods like Amberley, Cary Park, Carpenter Village, and Highcroft all come with community pools, also Copperleaf. That's a beautiful neighborhood with beautiful custom homes. And so those tend to go in that higher price range, going up to $2 million, a little over $2 million, depending on the size of the home, the finishes, and how old the house is. And as far as retail and amenities around West Cary is borderline on that 540 corridor, so very convenient to a lot around the triangle. And you also have Park West Village, which is one of the triangle's bigger shopping areas. And that's where you're going to find a lot of shopping, dining, also a movie theater in there. So definitely everything you need in West Cary, and everything out there is going to be newer. Where in East Cary, everything is a little bit older, although, as I mentioned, they're starting to really rebuild East Cary and making it just as new. The one thing that West Cary is really known for is the schools. Green Hope High, Panther Creek High, both hold A+ ratings on niche.com, and they're always ranked in the top 5 schools in Wake County. In fact, I've had a lot of clients who are moving to the area move here because they want their children to be in those high schools. And then looking at middle schools, Davis Drive is a very popular middle school in West Cary. It's 20 in the state. And so again, a lot of people are looking to move into those West Cary neighborhoods because of the schools and what they're zoned for. But as I always like to mention in every video, make sure we check out the schools and see if those schools are capped. Because of their popularity, there tends to be capping at certain grade levels, especially with all the growth we have in the area. So when it comes to golf and recreation and other things to do around the area, West Cary also has close proximity to all of those amenities. When you look at the golf courses like McGregor Downs and Prestonwood Country Club, they're about the same distance between East Cary and West Cary. But if it is something you're considering, make sure you check in with the membership of both of those clubs because they do tend to have wait lists. And while Bond Park and Cocoa Booth are a little bit further from West Cary, it's going to take you about 18 to 20 minutes to get to those. The West Cary neighborhoods include a lot of the greenways and amenities. They're built right into the communities. A lot of them have access right to the greenways, right to the tobacco trail. So if that is something that you're looking for, maybe West Cary may be a better option because all of those new greenways were built in the western part of Cary. And then when we're looking at location, from say Amberley, downtown Cary is about 20 minutes and downtown Raleigh is closer to 30 minutes. But the trade-off is that you're closer to Durham, Chapel Hill, and the western part of Research Triangle Park, which is perfect if you're in health, tech, or even higher education. So you have an easy commute to work. And that's what's made West Cary very popular as well. So to break it all down for you, East Cary, older neighborhoods, more established. You have those classic subdivisions, and you also have those older subdivisions like McGregor Downs and Lockmere. You're going to find knockdowns as well around downtown Cary, where those homes are going to be around that $2 million mark for anything new in that area. You also have access to shopping such as Waverly Place and Fenton, all very close. You have high-performing schools, and then you also have that downtown park, which is very vibrant. So if you want something around downtown Cary where you want to walk to, maybe check out those neighborhoods that are right around that neighborhood where they are building some new things. And when it comes to location, you're going to have a little bit of a faster access to downtown Raleigh and to RTP. Then when we look at West Cary, you're going to have those master plan communities such as Amberley, Cary Park. Everything out in West Cary is going to be a newer home with more amenities within the neighborhood, and then also access to Durham, Research Triangle Park, the airport on that 540 corridor or 55. So it makes commuting easy as well in West Cary. So the bottom line, Cary is for buyers who want history, they want character, and they want a downtown walkable vibe, or maybe they're looking for an older home that they want to renovate. West Cary is going to be more of the new homes, polished suburban lifestyle, the newer high schools, and the newer infrastructure. So which one is better? Well, it depends. What is your lifestyle calling? Do you want something that's a little bit older, or do you want something that's a little bit newer? I think both sides of Cary are wonderful, especially now with all the growth that's happening in East Cary. But don't try to figure this alone. Book a call with me. I'm happy to do a call to find out what your priorities are, what you're looking at, and see how we can match the right area. If you like what you heard today, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and follow along any future videos about living in Raleigh and the surrounding suburbs. Thanks again for watching, and once again, I'm Trish Dare, and I'll see you on the next video.